2020, the year the world plunged into a chaos. A global crisis left everyone stuck at home, and stepping outside came with the risk of turning into zombie. Okay, maybe not really, but let's roll with the suspense of the video, shall we? It was during this time of lockdown and endless free time that I had a realization. Why not use this moment to finally do something I have always dreamed of? With my PC as my only companion, I decided to take a leap into the world of game development. Yep, I decided to become a game dev. Now, let me walk you through my journey. It all started with downloading Unreal Engine. I installed it and immediately hit YouTube to dive into tutorials. Little did I know, I would quickly discover that creating video games wasn't just a random hobby. It was a passion I didn't even know I had, and honestly, I picked it up much faster than I expected. For my very first project, I wanted to keep it simple, but also fun and challenging enough to learn the ropes. So what better idea? A zombie FPS game. Cliché? Maybe. Fun to make? Absolutely. Starting with the basics, I began by building my main character, instead of creating everything from scratch because let's be real, that's overwhelming for a beginner. I grabbed the free character assets from the Unreal Marketplace. Then, I matched it with some animations, set up a quick and dirty animation blueprint, and boom, my character was ready to go. Next up, the zombies. For their 3D models, I used Mixamo. For animations, I went back to Unreal Marketplace. Then came the logic. I keep it straightforward. They search for me, they find me, they beat me, and I die. And of course, they drop that when I shoot them, because that's how survival works, right? But a game isn't a game without a cool environment. So I needed a map. I stumbled upon these awesome Angar assets from Unreal Marketplace and immediately fell in love with it. It became my go-to testing ground. Even now I use it for every prototype I make. Adding UI for that extra touch, once the basics were in place, I realized the game needed a proper UI to feel complete. So I went ahead and designed a simple yet effective user interface. A reticle to aim at those pasty zombies. A health bar because survival isn't easy when zombies are trying to eat your brain. A kill count that adds +1 every time you take down a zombie. And of course, a bullet counter, because unlike in Fast and Furious, you actually have to keep track of your ammo. The UI gave the game much more polished feel and added a layer of strategy, especially when you are down to your last few bullets and surrounded by zombies. No zombie FPS is complete without an exciting and versatile weapon system. As a beginner, I wanted to keep things simple, so I stuck to a single weapon system. I found cool 3D models on Sketchfab and decided to use them as my main weapon. However, since I didn't yet know how to match animations perfectly with the model, I came up with a clever workaround. The reloading animation happens off screen. In practice, this means that when you reload, the weapon moves slightly out of view before coming back ready to fire. It's not the most polished solution, but it worked well enough and looked something like this. This approach allowed me to avoid animations issue while still creating a functional and satisfying weapon system for the game. Enter multiplayer. Now killing zombie is fun, but you know what's even better? Killing zombie with your friends. So I decided to add a multiplayer mode to the game. To make this happen, I used Epic Online Services. It's an incredible tool that lets you implement multiplayer features without breaking the bank. Now you can team up with your friends to fight off hordes of zombies. No need to shell out big bucks for an overpriced AAA game, only to have the server shut down when the profit dipped below $1 million amount. Yeah, I'm looking at you, big game studios. With multiplayer, the game went from being a fun solo experience to an absolute blast. Strategizing with friends, covering each other's backs, and watching them run out of ammo at the worst possible moment. Priceless. Wrapping it all up, after putting everything together, I finally had a game. It wasn't perfect, of course, but it was mine. A project I built from the ground up, learning every step of the way. And now I'm super proud to present to you my very first video game made with Unreal Engine. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Meanwhile. This project taught me so much, not just about the game development, but about persistence and creativity. If you are sitting at home wondering if you should start something new, whether it's game development or any other passion, let this be your sign. Start today. Who knows? You might surprise yourself just like I did.